Hi, thanks for joining me today. We will be creating a Valentine's Day wreath. I am using a bunch of stuff that I got on Christmas clearance to make this wreath. I am using an Advent wreath form and also this beautiful ribbon, which was 66% off in the Christmas section. I'm going to cover the Advent wreath form with this rose gold paint. I'm just doing one very light layer just so that the green of the wreath form is not quite so intense. I have trimmed some of my ribbon into 8-inch pieces. I will begin on the inner ring, just tying it in a knot. I have two kinds of ribbon. One has some stripes on it and the other is plain. So I'm beginning with the ribbon that has the stripes. Now I'm going to cut some of the plain pink ribbon. I am cutting those into 8-inch pieces as well. I will use these pieces to fill in the rest of the inner ring. I used 4 pieces in each section to finish filling it in. Here is a close-up, and I have to say I'm really happy with it so far. Now it's time to do the outer ring, and I feel like it'll be a lot easier to get to if I flip this wreath over and work from the underside. I'm beginning with the striped ribbon again. It is a wider ribbon, and I'm using 2 pieces in each section, just like I did the first time. I am now cutting more of the thinner ribbon. Again, I am using 8-inch pieces. Now I'm going around and filling in all of the empty spaces. I used 6 pieces of the thin ribbon to fill in the space in each section. Now I'm just working with the ribbon a little bit to kind of fluff it up, if you will, so that we can get a sneak peek and see how it's coming along so far. Hey you guys. Hi. Hi everyone. I am loving how this is turning out. Look at this. It's so beautiful. I really wasn't sure how it was gonna come along because I'm not using the proper wire form for a wreath, so I just wasn't sure, but I'm absolutely in love with this. I couldn't be happier. So now, remember these things in here? They're meant for holding candles, but I didn't make this for my table, I made it for my wall. So now I'm gonna stuff some flowers in there, I think. So that's what I'm gonna do next. I was trying to decide if I should use these white paper flowers or these pink ones. The pink would have a monochromatic look, which I thought I would like, and then the white would, you know, stand out a little bit more. And then standing away from this, I felt like I actually like the white, but maybe I'll do a combination. Maybe I'll do a little combo. So I'm gonna think about that. And the other thing I thought about was putting a little bit of my pink paint on the edges of this flower. This flower's hard to hold on to. They keep popping out of my hand. I'm just putting some paint on here. I'm not really thinking too much about it. I'm not planning it out. I'm just putting a tiny bit of paint on my brush and then putting it on the petals. This is not something to really obsess or worry about of whether you get it quote unquote right or not. It's a flower. Things in nature are not exact. So I feel like we can be that way when we're painting these little roses. I think adding that little touch of paint really made it nice. I have 4 of these white roses to complete. I'm giving you a quick close-up of each one after I complete it. I have decided to also use the pink flowers. I will put one on each side of each white flower. I am adding a little bit of white paint to the pink flower just to give it some texture. I know it's hard for you to see the little bit of white that's on here because the pink flower is so light, but I promise it's on there right on the edges. Now that our flowers are finished, it's time to widen the candle holders. That way I can put the little white roses inside of them. I'll be hot gluing them into place. The candle holder piece that I'm widening is made of metal, but it's not hard at all to open that up. Now it's time to hot glue the small pink flowers into place. The pink flowers have small wires connected to them, so I am going to go ahead and wrap those around the wreath, and then I will put the hot glue on there. Sometimes it's easier for me to flip the wreath over and glue it from the back. Peekaboo, did I really just say that? Now we will make the wreath hanger. We will use some of the remaining thin pink ribbon. Simply cut whatever length you would prefer and tie it around the outer wire. I will match both ends up evenly and then tie it into a little knot. Then I will tuck the knotted part behind the wreath so you don't see it.
Hey you guys, you know how excited I get when I make stuff? Well, I made my Valentine's wreath and look at it. I am in love with it. It turned out better than I ever could have wanted it to. And if you remember, I made this out of an Advent wire wreath thing, and you know, which is not made for this sort of thing, but I just figured I would jump in with both feet and do the best I could with it, and I am just so happy with it. So I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Also, consider subscribing to my channel. I would appreciate that so much. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thanks for watching. See you soon.